pressure. And that is ratcheted up when you go on the road. And this highly ranked squad has found itself coming into a snake pit in this one. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Fighting Irish, South Bend, Indiana, beneath the Golden Dome and Notre Dame Stadium. As we'll see the number 5 team in the country, the Memphis Tigers, taking on a fellow Big Ten foe, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. Memphis ready to kick it off and get things started. On the run from inside his own 5. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. The Irish offense will take the field to start this game. And are we ever lucky to see these two great quarterbacks in action here today? And Jesse, it won't be long before we'll see them squaring off on Sundays.
Yeah, and these guys can both stress a defense for similar reasons, and we've seen it all year long, right? Both guys have tremendous arm talent, and both guys can hurt you running the football as well. So these defenses are really going to have to be careful with how they try and defend these two quarterbacks. David, this one could come down to which guy has the ball last.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. A big showdown. They know what's on the line. Man, these are two huge names, you know, brand versus brand, big-time baller versus big-timer baller, trying to come out on top. Yeah, defenses, I feel bad for them today. That's not what this is about. This is about the QBs.
Looking downfield on first down. Gets it out quickly. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. These guys have taken some serious lumps in Big Ten play, and I want to see if they've become demoralized.
Yeah, I think you're going to find out a lot about their mental toughness here in this game, because at the start of the season, they were hoping to compete in Big Ten play. They've had some bounces not go their way. They've had some guys get injured. And now is the time in this game right here that you can turn it around by getting a win.
And it's hard. Obviously, such a difficult conference. The Big Ten, you got to bring your A game so many times or else you do get beat. You've had some setbacks. Now, how are we going to finish? We've talked about this season. We've talked about what we want to do, and we might not be living up to expectations, but we can control finishing strong.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Looking to fire. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
And they get to the quarterback and get the sack. That's a big emphasis for this defense. They saw a week ago, this offense gave up 3 sacks. They need to get to him early and often and create some indecision. Nice job getting a sack early in this football game.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
Well, they try to throw for it there on 3rd down on the opening drive of the game. They don't get it, but let's punt the ball away. Let's trust our defense. And, guys, let's also trust this home field advantage and the crowd to get loud and make it real difficult on our opponent.
Notre Dame lining up to punt it away. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. And the offense is really backed up as this ball is downed at the 5. The Tigers offense will take the field for the first time. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone, and you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming to this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Grabbed over the middle. It's small. Really nice gain. Gets it out across the 20. It'll be a first down at the 22.
I'll tell you, man, I love quarterbacks that have arm talent, but that can throw it accurately at the same time, and you saw all of it on that end route.
Got enough for the first, and he's still going. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Memphis just keeps moving the chains on this drive. They're set up with another first down. To the air on first down. Finds the tight end. Across midfield and out of bounds at the 49. A big pickup there.
Nice complementary football we're seeing from this team here early. Defense did their job in the opening drive, and now your offense is doing their job too. Really nice throw that time by the quarterback. You've got to love what you're seeing on both.
There he goes! Touchdown, Memphis! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
Man, this guy is an elite tight end. This guy is a dude. He keeps making plays like this. We're going to start comparing him to Brock Bowers and Kyle Pitts. The run after the catch, the big body, the athletic ability. He has it all.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Snags a quick pass on the left. He'll be stopped at the 27, but picks up 10 on that one. They'll put it in play from the 27, first down. Red pass hits complete.
Quarterbacks love the short passing game early in games because it really helps them get into a rhythm. So a nice job by the offensive coordinator giving his quarterback an easy throw, something he can see, and something that he knows he can complete.
Wants to fire on second down. Zings it complete to the right. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks. Notre Dame coming to the line with another first down. Looking to throw again. Shoots it to the left. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
Sometimes it takes quarterbacks a few plays to really get into the rhythm of the game and not force things. I think the quarterback that time was really trying to force the ball to his wide receiver, but against man coverage, there were other guys on that play.
Running on the Jets. He's at the 20. Touchdown, Irish. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Man, oh man, when you got a weapon like that, you got to find him and you got to give him the ball in space. You have some plays on your play sheet, and some of them just say, that guy, get him the ball, let him do the rest. Dangerous weapon out of the backfield, catching the football, making the big play.
On the move from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more. Picked off, a turnover in their own end. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Tell you what, that was a lightning-fast decision. You could tell he knew what he wanted to do right away, makes the decision, but maybe his footwork wasn't a little bit good, and the pass wasn't where he wanted to put that thing. I know that.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Wants to go up top. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
Yeah, just not able to connect that time with his target on the in-breaking route. Got to have a little bit better rhythm. You know these windows are going to be small over the middle of the field, and that's why you try to put some extra mustard on it, but I think that time that's what forced the incomplete.
Points it out of the air. Turning it on. Just outside the red zone. If they pick up the first down, they'll spot it at the 22. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer. But you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
And I think on that last play, that's an example of the quarterback trying to predetermine who he wants to throw to, and instead of letting the defense dictate who gets the ball. Man coverage, that guy was not open that time out on the perimeter of the field. Still, he gave him a chance, but that thing had incompletion written all over it from the moment the ball left his hand.
They'll put the brakes on him at the 21, give him a yard.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those five guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those five offensive linemen.
We have the early makings of a quarterback duel, as these stats will show you. So they go back to work after the break, and it is third down. They'll run play action. Throws to the wideout. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, 5.
No doubt, and quarterbacks and wide receivers throw all off season to get on the same page. You can see he hits them in stride. That's why he gets the touchdown.
And he makes the extra point. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
The margin for error is so small in this conference, it's really imperative to get off to a good start in Big Ten play.
Especially, Reese, since you're adding so much talent now to this conference. But, yeah, year in and year out, you know the mainstays in this conference, but there's always some surprises, and I'll be interested to see how everybody starts off this season. Listen, this is your first opportunity, Palmer, in conference play, in a major conference, obviously, in the Big Ten, to make your first statement.
And it's going to be taxing all season long for these players. Physically, obviously, and you expect that in the Big Ten Conference. But now adding all those West Coast teams, these guys are going to be flying back and forth.
Breaks free in the middle. Inside the touchdown Tigers. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. Here come the Irish back on offense. The way this game started, you feel as if you have to score a touchdown every time you have it, and now we'll see if they can respond.
Yeah, now
Breaks into the open. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now is running and tackling that guy. Not easy to do.
Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Back to pass. Working that left side now. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
They'll throw on 3rd and short. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
They're throwing for it on 4th down. Catches it past the sticks and still on his feet. Almost took it all the way there, but it's a huge gain, and they're set up with a 1st and goal. Notre Dame once backed up near its own goal line, now on the move. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Here's the pressure. Touchdown, Notre Dame! Quick strike through the air for the score.
And the passing game paying dividends right now for this offense. They just had a big play through the air to get him down in the situation. So let the quarterback deal. Great job reading coverage. He found his open target. Accurate throw in 2 plays through the air, and they've got 6 points on the board.
Here's the return from inside his 10. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Memphis has the ball back, and the offense ready to go to work. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive. And he runs into a wall. Maybe got it back to the line of scrimmage. Memphis picking up the tempo. The give to the back. He's stopped for no gain again. Back-to-back runs, and they have nothing to show for it except facing a 3rd and long. Trying to pick up a 1st down. Bringing the heat. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. 4th down, and this crowd trying to help this defense rise to the occasion. He might want another play. On 4th down, going to the air. He's got it. 1st down and more. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect 4th down call there. Finds his man. It's small. Oh, he's got some space. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
He's been a matchup problem all season long. Defenses just don't know how to solve the puzzle. And with that last catch, over 500 yards receiving now on the year for him.
They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another 1st down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Tigers back to the line on 1st down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. Unloads it left. He's got it. And the defense was right there to make the tackle, but not before they get it to the 12 and set up in the red zone. And the Tigers started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
They have just not been able to get this guy into a rhythm so far in this game. I know it's still the first half, but there has been nothing going for him like you just saw in that last run. He's an outstanding talent. You may have to start thinking about throwing him the football, getting him out in the perimeter in space to let him go to work. He's got to touch the ball for you to come back.
And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
And I love that this offense stuck to it, stuck to the run game, didn't panic. They got down, but they answered the bell right before the half, and they got this thing right where they want it now. They can tie this football game and hopefully go into the half with a lot of momentum.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for a lot more on that when instead he's out of bounds at the 14. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the wideout. Got him downfield. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains. The clock is not their friend. Got to get everybody to the line quickly. Wants to throw on first down. Unloads to the wideout. Wide open downfield. The defense got caught that time, and they finally get him on the ground at the 41. Looking to throw on first down. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. And the defense jumps on it, and they get that turnover. Quarterback just ran out of time there, and they were able to knock it free.
Quarterbacks have got to do a great job keeping two hands on the football, especially in passing situations like that, because you know defenders are swatting at the ball. Even if you can't see them, these guys, they're 6'5", 6'6", they've got long arms. They're trying to rip and tug away and get that ball out of your hands. The QB will learn from this play. He's got to do a better job with his fundamentals.
Really good concept there to get things going and use the tight end early.
Yeah, I mean, just such a great job on first down, setting up an easier second down. Understanding I don't always have to push the ball down the field, but see the tight end, make the throw. No, it's not a big gain. It makes life really easy on me on second down.
Gets it out fast.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football, and a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
Looking left. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Missed opportunity on offense. QB and receiver just not on the same page there.
You want to talk about shaking down thunder from the sky. That's what they're doing here on third down. That's a fumble. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes.
Defensive coordinators always preach swatting.
Now we'll hang on here. The coach has called a timeout. He wants the officials to take another look. Thinks he's got a good shot at getting this one overturned. The coach still thinks he was right. The officials say he was not. The challenge is denied, and the timeout is gone. First play of this drive comes from the 27. He'll start this drive going to the air. Fires to the big fella. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. They send the tight end in motion. Looking downfield on first down. Makes the grab on the left. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the...
Intercepted. He's brought down. A short return, but the defense comes out on top with a pick.
And he can fill up the hand now with that pick, man. That's number 5 on the season, consistently making plays for his defense. Always a guy where we're going to be calling his name over and over again.
Catch in the middle. It's small. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play. Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. Grabbed in the middle. It's small. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. To the air on first down. Fires to the tight end. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. And with just a few seconds remaining here in the first half, they'll try to kick a field goal. Looks as if this will be a 51-yard attempt. Absolutely perfect. And after the field goal, guys, they are back on top. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
All right, guys, looks like we've got a great one in South Bend going on.
Notre Dame will kick it off to start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Here comes that Memphis offense back onto the field. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football with accuracy.
Breaks into the open on the left. QB got it himself. Touchdown, Memphis. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Yeah, dude, if I'm a DC, I'm throwing my clipboard. I'm throwing my hands up in the air. What do you want me to do? I mean, this is unbelievable, having a guy this dynamic at the quarterback spot that can take it 50-plus and make it look that easy. You stop him.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll bring it out. He'll step out of bounds at his own 13-yard line, and that will not go down on the teach tape for kick returns. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. The deficit here is just 10 points, David, so a chance to answer here.
Plenty of time left in this football game. No need to panic. This offense just has to put a couple drives together. And listen, the defense will get this back and get some stops following and get you the football back.
And I think here too, David, you have an opportunity to keep the pressure on the opponent. Yeah, they just went down and scored, but you score here, and this game's still tight. You keep their feet to the fire, so an opportunity here to keep applying that pressure.
Stop just across the 50 at the 49-yard line. It's a pickup of 10 and a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on first down. Using the quick game. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Handoff from the gun. He'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
Notre Dame facing a 3rd and long, trying to keep this drive alive. He's looking to throw. He's got his man across the middle. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14. And Jesse, he just keeps piling up numbers, over 350 yards for the game.
And I feel like from the get-go, Reese, this guy's just been in a great rhythm all game long. He just seems like he's dialed.
And here's a fumble way behind the line. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Notre Dame has made this second down play much more difficult after going backwards. The give to the running back from the shotgun. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now...
Time running out, and he goes down at the 34. And on fourth down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. Looks as if this will be a 51-yard attempt. It is true as he puts 3 on the board. This is now a 7-point game. They'll kick it away after putting up a field goal on that last drive.
And not to be the old guys in the booth, but we are the old guys in the booth, man. 50-yard field goals used to be really, really hard. Kickers nowadays, man, they are making it look so much easier, and he does right there.
Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Just a short pass to the tight end. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down.
You know, tight ends are such matchup nightmares and problems for defense. They're too big for DBs to cover, and they're too fast for linebackers to cover. You saw it right there.
Finds his back in the middle. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32. With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. Looking to throw on first down. Quickly to the tight end. And an absolutely fearless tackle. Giving up size, still got him on the turf. Backed up now here, second and long. He leaves it with his back. There he goes. Good pickup there as he gets the first down, and they'll mark him at the 48. The Tigers have their offense in high gear. Wants to throw on first down. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
Making side adjustments here. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. This one's complete. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. They'll have to hurry if they want to get another play off before the quarter ends. Breaks the tackle. And he didn't find a whole lot of running room, and that'll be the final play of the third quarter. We've been treated to an aerial show by these two guys so far as you check out their numbers. They had a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on second down. The inside handoff. Got enough for the first. That's why a good running game is a coach's and quarterback's best friend when you're trying to put the lid on the game.
Yeah, and if this offense can keep that rolling, if they can keep the physical ground game and continue to add these plays up as they go along, long drives, eat the clock with the lead, this coach will be ecstatic.
And this offense not only has a chance to extend the lead, but they can also drain that clock. Fires into the end zone. And it's taken away by the defense, and they desperately needed that turnover. Nice pickup on the return, but more important, they got the takeaway, and now they're in business. Here come the Irish back on offense. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field goal.
And listen, important is a relative term. We need to make longer passes and get better gains so we don't have to kick long field goals, Palmer, again on offense.
And they've got the weapons to do that, David. They just got to be able to dial those plays up. Guys have to be able to make them one-on-one to make life easier on this kicker who is so important to this team.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Lining up to convert third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Lofts one deep down the right side. Pulls it in down the sideline. You want to talk about shifting the field in an instant. He's got it all the way down to the 10-yard line.
I would love to sit here and tell you that was the greatest play call ever and the offensive coordinator is a genius. I think that was some really bad defense.
Looking to throw on first down. Trying to bull his way in. Crisp execution in the passing game, and they've got it down to the 3.
This is the area of the field defensively. It really doesn't matter what they've done to get here. You got to bow up, try to force the field goal. Nice job on first down and goal, getting them tackled to the ground.
Excellent pass by the back on the option. Looking for the time with the extra point.
And that is how you end a drive. That is what you want from your running back. Lower the boom. Lower your shoulders, wrap up that football, fall forward, and get into the end zone. That is how it's done.
Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Looking for blockers. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Memphis has the ball back and the offense ready to go to work. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
That's caught. It's Landry. They bring him down, but not before he picks up a Memphis first down.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
Looking downfield on first down. Takes the easy completion. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. They're dealing with a second and long. Might be calling a hot route. Second down, they'll go to the air. Quickly out to the tight end. Finds his way up just short of the 40 to the 39-yard line before he goes out of bounds. This Memphis offense going to work again on first down. To the air on first down. Gets open down the middle. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Caught over the middle. It's Clowney. Looks as if he'll have enough to pick up the Memphis first down. The clock stops. 2 minutes left to play in this one. It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. They just keep firing. With the catch, it's Clowney.
Man, this is such a hard situation. That clock is your enemy, and you've got to push the ball down the field. But you know the defense is dropping back, so you can take the underneath stuff and go to your second and third read some, but we've got to stay aggressive.
The Tigers can really attack on this second and short. Looking to fire. Makes the grab. Worked his way to the 38 before they stopped him. It's a 5-yard gain, and that'll be a first down. Last completion moved the sticks, and let's see if they try it again. Using his feet. And he was greeted by a host of defenders and barely gets it back to the line of scrimmage. His drive facing a little adversity on 2nd and 11. Makes the catch. It's small. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Tigers pounded the rock to move the sticks now back to work. They'll throw it from the red zone. Got his man on the right. Now the connection takes it to the 11. Just a quick rhythm throw there and really good use of the tight end.
Yeah, good use of the big fella. I mean, go through your progressions real quick. You can't find anything. Get the easy gain. Don't take a shot down the field all the time. Take those shots later, but take those easy, wide-open opportunities to get some positive chunks.
The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. He'll keep it on the sneak. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call.
And, David, on 3rd and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively, too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile. But it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successfully.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
Trying to barrel in. Touchdown, Memphis. And in the final moments, they've taken the lead.
Man, what a great job with the execution in a moment where you had to have it. You score the touchdown, you take the lead. There's less than a minute to go in this game. All your defense has to do now is get a stop and you win.
On the run from inside his own 5. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. Okay, one possession game. You've got some time to work with, but you have to make up some ground quickly, David.
You got to be smart.
And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game. Clock is stopped. Timeout used by the defense. 14 seconds left. They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. Back to throw, and he's running out of time. He's going to run it. And not much going on downfield. He'll just get rid of it and live to play another down.
And this defense taking matters into their own hands. First down, you get the sack. Second down, you force the incompletion. Now sitting in 3rd and long, you got them in their own territory. Big opportunity for this defense to shut this offense.
And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9. Timeout on the field and 4 ticks left to go. Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. He wants a big play here late. The ball hits the ground, and this thing is over. An absolutely heartbreaking loss. Plenty of fireworks in this one. A lot of points. They always talk about having the chalk last, and it seemed like whoever was on offense had the last laugh.
Yeah, it's amazing how much offenses has just boomed in college football. So good.